Hello, everyone. Oh my god, it's been how long? How long has it been since I last did any of this? Holy fuck! Alright, let me just put the word out real quick. And let me see. Okay, making sure all my widgets are working. So, wait a minute. My God, I got to bring it over here. Okay. Oh my God, it's been way too long since I last played any game on Twitch. Unfortunately and fortunately, a lot has happened in that course. A lot of mental breakdowns, notably. Bleh. I had to get rid of my webcam. I am planning something eventually. Whenever something good happens, we'll just say I had to move, which took a long time. It's Oh my good golly gosh, it's been a long time. I've been meaning to come back, but one thing led to another, and then eventually I had to whatchamacallit, get a new PC on top of that, and then with the tariffs, and then with this and that and that and this, and then my plans, and then oh my god, it just got a lot for me. So I originally was planning to get back to the Great Ace Attorney, which will happen. It will still happen. In the meantime, blaze it up. It is 420, and this is the first case for Apollo Justice. And if anybody's out there, happy birthday, Laura. This is for you. Let me actually get it going. Yeah, we're sticking with English because of course we're an English stream. I am a fleb. I'm good. We don't need to view that. That would be boring. Apollo Justice. Now, see, enjoy. I've actually played the original. I borrowed it from a friend. I actually need to return that because it's been years uh, since I last played it on the DS. I didn't like it as much as I loved the original trilogy. With nothing against Apollo Justice, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it didn't really meet me where I wanted. There's a lot of things that I was like, it could be better, it could be worse, there's a lot of ways it could be better, right? However, nothing against Apollo Justice itself. But regardless, let's go ahead and wait a bit. Make sure. But yeah, if you're out there, you should say hello in the chat. I don't bite. Not anymore. I'm not defanged. I'm not been defanged or anything like that. But also, this would be fun to do. It's been a long time. Another reason why I don't want to do. Another reason I must admit that I didn't want to do Great Ace Attorney, at least right now, is because I forgot a lot of the voices I gave them. So, yeah, probably not good. So I figured, I might as well do something fresh, something new, something fun. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get our game selected, shall we? So I know this came out on Steam, which I actually ended up getting for Christmas. We are playing these games in order as the collection has it. Like I said, I will go back to the Grace Attorney eventually. But for now, we're going to stick to Apollo Justice because that's fun. I just want to see what the menu looks like. Oh wait, I have to unlock it? Oh wait, never mind. Alright, well, Apollo Justice. Episode 1, Turnabout Trump. What a title. Showdown time. You lose. Ugh! Oh shit! Eek! Oh no. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. Hey, and here we are. April 20th. Blaze it. No, but someone died, so we maybe maybe we should focus on that a little bit more. Okay. Okay, sorry, just need to make sure. Alright. Oh, that was the back. I didn't mean to do that. Panicked. Paul sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. Good morning. Oh, it's him. Good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise. Is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, huh? Eh? I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. That explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. That's not giving him confidence, Kristoff. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney, and today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Phoenix? Whoa. Good morning. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial. Nervous. Meeting him. Cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So, you're... Fine! I'm fine! Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? uh, I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so why... You'll see. Uh... You can do it. Be confident. Um, I... I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, I... It's time. Shall we? Yes, sir! Okay. I need to focus. First trial. Here comes justice. The court is now in session. Sorry, I had to check something out real quick. Actually, let me do... I'm sorry, I'm doing something really fast. Okay. Okay. The court is now in session. As I just said before, the prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is, fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. My point blank. Don't panic. Ugh, too late. Your name was Mr. Justice, and this is your first trial? Yes, Your Honor, but I'm fine, really. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained even. Mr. Gavin? Yes, Your Honor. I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always see to his client's wishes. And my client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Well, of course he wants justice. But to entrust his case to this greenhorn? Why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience. Fine. But does he have cords of steel? Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Huh? Hell yeah, let's blaze it up. Hello, Laura, and happy birthday. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but happy birth. In America, at least. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? Oh, hell yeah, it's still 4:20 there. Let's fucking go. I made it on time for once. These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Man, how has the mighty fallen? Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne. To think, I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains. Brother, relax. You're enjoying it too much. Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see. Ahem. The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. Oh, how topical. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On the head. Smack! Killed him cold. A customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant? You say he was... The pianist for the club, it seems. Phoenix Wright, a pianist? This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice. Sure, we'll call it grape juice. Good old... Wait, wasn't that the intended drink? I think I heard, like, rumors, or at least discussion that it was obviously not grape juice. Hi. Hello, Shoji. Yes. Yeah, I know. It's been a long time. And I apologize for that. But we are here. We are playing Ace Attorney. It really has been years. Oh my god. But like I said, we're here, and I'm gonna try my best in these times to be more active streaming. It's good to see you too. I'm so happy you're here. Oh, you did? Yay! That's great. Whenever you're streaming and we happen to stream, I want to try to raid you. So, also everybody, is my voice okay? Can we hear the game okay? Can you hear me okay? I forgot to ask that. I usually do my checks, but I didn't do it. Okay, good. How about you, Laura? Can you hear me okay? Okay, you can't really hear the game? Okay, let me pull it up a bit. Yeah. Is that a little better? Right now it's just the background music. Okay, good. It's better. Cool. Cool. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice. The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Deadly bottle added to the court record. Oh yeah. I probably should have checked that first. Alright. When I get a chance. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filled in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. You got it, boss. If I ever want to collaborate, let you know. You know some DJs? Oh, cool. Yeah, well, I just literally started again. So let me get some time to like adjust again, and then we'll get the ball rolling. Let's keep in touch. Yeah. The court record. Right. Wait. Whoa. Brother, no. Oh well. Hold on. Right, just use E. Alright. Gotta do something real quick. I always forget how big these windows are. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Okay, there we go. we got it open. Okay. How long did I yearn for one of these? Just putting this on makes me feel ready. Oh. Fuck. It's been so long since I used one of these controllers. No clues here. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm getting the controls back. Alright. So, here. The time of death. Shadi Smith. Age question mark. Male. Estimated time of death. He died just like 3 days ago. Oh, you only go to... Have I have not been going to Gaia Online lately. I probably should go back eventually. I used to try to like put on my outfits with the free shit that I get and old stuff I still have. But ooh. But yeah, I need to go back. So he died 3 days ago. He died 3 days ago between 1:45 a.m. and 2:15 a.m. There's not too much. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine so, since times sure are changing, huh? But from what I can tell, from what I hear that the community is still going strong. At least, hopefully. Cause of death. Cerebral hemorrhaging resulting from blood trauma to the forehead. Ooh! To the forehead? Ow. It's still going. A small one. Well, really, these days, that's all you can really count on. The small community. But sometimes it'd be like that. Okay. The sub-basement of the Borscht Bowl Club. Okay. It's just his picture. But okay. Okay, so grape juice. Or deadly bottle as it's called. Alright. Oh yeah, I forgot I could just do that. Ooh, what's this? Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? How long has it been? Hey chat, when was the last time you had grape juice or any kind of good juice? It's not alcohol. That doesn't exist in Ace Attorney. Apparently, it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. I've never had borscht. What is that? You don't even know. Juice sometimes. Oh, Capri Sun is good. The last juice I had was truthfully apple juice. I've been really like craving like the cranberries mixed with grape juice. Oh, mwah, it's so good. Oh, it's a Slavic meal. Okay, so it's similar to soup. Is it like, because every time I see it, like in media, it's always like it's very red. Yeah, that does sound refreshing. Oh, maybe the apple juice, but yeah, I never had borscht. I always see it in like cartoons. Yeah, mostly cartoons and Apollo Justice and other games, but I've never had it. Have you had it, chat? Or Laura even? Or anybody else who's listening? Nah. It looks heavy. It maybe I wonder if it's a cold soup. Despite oh, you're a picky eater. Okay, I mean, no problem, no problem. Maybe one of these days, well, if there's ever a chance, we should definitely try borscht one of these days. Just to see. Just to see. Alright, one thing that sucks is that sometimes these game windows can't be adjusted very well. Okay, so history is T. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. The bottle is completely empty. Well, that doesn't mean that doesn't have any weight to it, because glass is really heavy. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with being a picky eater. Alright. Cool. So, the victim was a customer at this restaurant. But just who was this Shady Smith? Is it Shady or Shaddy? I always heard Shaddy. Shady Smith fellow. We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor. Exactly. We know exactly what we like. And how we like it. A traveler? According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. Can't imagine why. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear. And he has some sort of connection with the defendant? That too is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime. If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing? Brother, you know Phoenix. You know Feeny would never do anything like that. But I don't know. He's been out of practice for 7 years. 7 years, right? I mean, you don't know a guy anymore, do you? That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill, brother. Or I guess grandfather. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. Yeah, they're gambling. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime. Wait a second. Isn't it poker gambling? Oh no, not gambling. That's a crime in and itself. Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal. Objection! It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game. In the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor. A competition? Oh, thank you. I've been trying to improve it over the time that I could. Off streaming, so I am doing my best. And I appreciate that you enjoy it. Yes, a test of wits. A silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs, wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Come again? The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. Wait, how? Oh yeah, they would know that because evidence. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women. Are the women in the courtroom right now, Payne? Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, everyone. You're too kind. That will be our first order of business here, then. To find out more about this fatal game of cards. I don't like that smirk. But we all know he's not innocent, right? Unless you guys think he fell from grace like that hard, that fast, right? Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held in the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. The competition. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is. A game. And our customers are happy. It really is that simple, isn't it, Feeny? A pianist who can't play piano? Better than a defense attorney who can't defend. Oh my god, we're gonna have to fight this old man. Like, did you forget all of the notorious things that Phoenix uncovered? Huh? Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Are you alright? You're sweating blue. Blech! You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. Real. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask Mr. Kevin for a refresher? No. We got this, chat. No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered. I think you'd better do more than think. You know it, or you don't. Do not. I'm fine. The cores of steel are ready for battle. My weapons, press and present. Find any inconsistencies, any lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies? Lies? Phoenix right? I mean, I'm pretty sure he's been known to bend the truth here and there, huh? As if Phoenix Upright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Almost forgot his voice there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all.
Bah! Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine.
Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston.
What?
There's Edwin. Man, he's so funny. I've played poker for 7 years in that little room, and I've never lost once. Man, pro. He really is a pro. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, quite a draw. Wait, you never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Is that even possible? The room where we played in our clubs. Okay, so that. The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction? It's quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. Black market? All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Are they? Well, what? This came out in this case. What happened in where? 2016, right? Am I correct in that? There were a lot of black market things happening even back then. Suffice it to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room. A smoky room, gambling hoods. You know, just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. He said it! He said the G word! He said goon! I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it. Though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. I guess, Phoenix? The rules are simple. Oh, wait, that's not what I meant. No, that's not what I... Oh my god. Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? This is your first cross-examination. Take it slow. If you need more information, don't forget to press. Right! I got it! I'm fine! Time to listen to that testimony again. Okay... Why use 2 cards? 2 deck of cards? A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. That's fair. That is true. I've never played poker in my life, but that sounds true. Anybody who plays poker out there can confirm or deny even. Argue amongst yourselves because I don't know anything about poker. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lines scattered on the floor. Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor. Each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue. Almost like a Balatro reference, eh? As I recall, in poker, you make 5-card hands. I could see how it would be easy to cheat. Yeah, a game of hands. Don't get handsy. exactly, Shoji. Huh? This competition you're talking about. I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right! It was a simple game after all. Are you sure? Huh? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Well, they can be sometimes if you follow true crime close enough. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment that the crime occurred. Yet you claim no connection to the crime? Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. I completely let that one slip by! Don't despair yet, Justice. Sir? Right. There's something I'd like made clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand, and I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not? Very well. The defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched it. Well, I want to take a look at this. I don't think there's... Oh, no. I don't think there's any... It doesn't look like there's any fingerprints, are there? When we examined it. So... The bottle's completely empty. But that's not what I'm trying to look at. Okay, whatever. Fuck it. Let's fucking go. So, you say you didn't touch the murder weapon? This grape juice bottle? Right? So I said. Something the matter, Mr. Justice?
Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb.
What's this, Mr. Payne?
I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints.
Wait, what?
Objection!
No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. Imagine how loud he must have been. Damn. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears. And our case. But what about my cords of steel? Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? Well, that's true. The prints alone.
Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. Huh? But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down.
Yeah, that's... But there wasn't... Upside down? What does that mean?
It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there could be only one reason for that. He was pouring one out for his homies.
Oh shit!
Yes. To brain someone with the bottle.
Ugh! I love his face. I've always loved his face. Mr. Cabin, I think things just took a turn for the worse. Oh, I see no problem, Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There is a good reason for everything. You'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case.
I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Objection!
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime... wrong voice! On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police? Reported?
Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still, that...
Really?
Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone.
Near the scene?
Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we? We shall. The victim was murdered in a small room in the basement 2 floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant.
I see. And this is the phone that made that call. Man, you ass would keep your old phone. Feeny, please. Alright, let's examine it. No! Shut up, Kristoff, for a whole minute. We gotta check something out. We gotta make sure our feenies are in a row. What the hell is this? Wow, the battery is being held with a piece of tape. Oh my god, it's so old. He needs to get a new phone. Please, get him a new phone. You should just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it. Or maybe he just doesn't care. And I think he just doesn't care. What do you guys think? Do you think he just doesn't care anymore? Right? Nothing really unusual. It's a fucking Nokia phone. Nothing The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative? Exactly! If it works, it works! I guess, why question a good thing, right? Why spend extra money on that? Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I'd better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being.
Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about...
What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment that the crime occurred? How can you possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? And especially since we just confirmed that there's a little window that he could peek into. That he could peek into. So, but how do you... unless the real murderer had gloves on. That's my only conclusion to frame Feeney. But it's just a theory right now. The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness.
You're as good as they say you are.
So, someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up till now has just been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready? Ready for it? For it all, I guess. Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand.
The witness will state her name and profession.
Ooh. Forgive me for any Russian viewers or anyone who's close to Russia that has any pride in their Russian heritage. I apologize in advance for the stereotypical voice I'm about to give this lady. Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness?
I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns.
Brother. So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. Always soft on the ladies. You are sure? Hold on. Let me figure it out. You are sure? I swear it on my gavel. Please come out. Is it violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? Well, if you are sure it is okay. I am doing my best. No, the prosecution... wait a minute. Would the prosecution care to explain the witnesses' paraphernalia?
Yes. She is a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade.
That would be... What name? Is Olga O'Reilly? I know it's O'Reilly because look at how that's spelled. I know it's not O'Reilly, it's O'Reilly. I love it. Oh, I love their localization even now. Especially for this one. I am employed as waitress in Borch Bowl Club restaurant. Then why the camera? Why do you give him that voice? Then why the camera? Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht that is naming the restaurant. But I also perform, how is it said? Other service. Orly. Oh, it's O'Reilly. It's O'Reilly. I say that because I'm an elder millennial, so I was there when the ancient texts were written. Is that how the meme goes? I take it one of these other services is taking the customer's pictures. That, like for example, this one. The defendant? You get it, yeah.
Indeed, on the night of the murder.
Man with white hat is one who gone kaput. Indeed, that is the victim. Order, order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps. It is the same way as I drop cold bowls of porridge on laps of customers. Casually. Then the court will casually accept this new evidence. Alright, we gotta take a look at that. Shut up, Payne. See. Okay, so you see the great crates of grape juice there, his piano. So it looks like you could eat borscht with bread? Sounds delicious. I really should. Brother! Put on socks at least! How cold is it in there? Disgusting! Oh, I forgot that we had profiles. Boss, first rate, your trusted mentor, formerly ace attorney, the victim in this case, the traveler, the prosecution, Olga O'Reilly.
Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder?
I was in room, the hideout we call it. Excuse me? The hideout? It is the room where famous gangster bad guy was arrested. Really bad guy. These names, I swear. Is the room where murder took place. What? Your look of utter surprise. It is lovely. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god, she would fit in so well with today's fandom space. I will post my courtroom door later for you. The photos will be numbered and you will rate which ones you want copy of. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. I love that he just ignores her. He's like, yeah, I'm not entertaining that. The victim, Shadi Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga O'Reilly, our witness. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means... Very well, witness. Witness, you will testify to the court about that night's events. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. So even more so, brother, put on your socks. You are disgusting. The victim, he plays the whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. The last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death. Sister. Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith.
Objection!
That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Justice, maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection? But he hadn't lost in 7 years.
Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as a prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here.
I don't know poker. This doesn't mean anything to me.
These are the poker chips as they lay the very moment of the crime.
Wait.
The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright.
Oh, wait, I get it now. I get it. Because Shadi, I'm calling him Shadi. Shadi has... I forgot what it's called. A straight? Is it a straight?
Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Chips, you say? Not gonna lie, chips do sound pretty good right now.
Duh, I mean yes. Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils.
I know that. After all, in my youth, I was the poker head of courtroom number 3. What? Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm thinking. Checking something out real quick. I think he means poker face. Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Yeah, looked like he was losing pretty bad. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Alright, hold on a second, Udgy. Let me check out. See, there's 2 aces, but because he has... Oh! I get it now. I get it. I totally get it. Okay. That night... Let's see. Okay. Oh, wait. There is something that... No. No, that's not the one I wanted. That's not the one I wanted. This one. He wasn't strangled. He was... bonked. Oops. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. This is what I meant to do. My bad. I'm still getting used to the controls. Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. The normal customers only choke on borscht. No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Ugh! Miss O'Reilly, really now? Did you just witness the crime? Did you witness the crime? Eek! Nice catch. Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything.
Yeah, it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor.
Ooh. Oof. Oof. Oof.
Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation.
Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit. Okay. But I had seen it happen. I don't think that's the crime you're talking. I'm pretty sure people get intense over poker games. But I don't think it was this one. Well, I mean, not to say it wasn't intense. My point being, I don't think in this particular case, he was strangled. He's obviously hit.
The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck.
Oh, really, Miss O'Reilly? I think I caught you in your own lie this time. Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. There is such a thing as thinking too much, and I am guilty of that. This horse is dead, and let's stop beating it. There is such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Huh? You can read minds? That night, for cards. It was cold, with both hats on. Okay, what does... Wait. Hold on a second. No, he wasn't. Hold on, let's take a closer look. No, he's not holding that locket at all. Is it? Wait. Oh, let's try. No, wait. His locket is gone. You know, there was one curious part of her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what is it you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on his locket at his neck, I believe she said.
I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar. That's elitist of you, Apollo.
No, but look at this photograph. Look at this photograph. Every time it makes me laugh. Not this one. Not this one. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean? If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death and somebody must have took it. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off. No? Taken it off. Wait! You don't mean the defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Defendant, what do you have to say about this? Say... Yes? I just noticed this, but... You have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Wait. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Did he take it? Bruh. Whoa! He actually did take it! Look at that! Look at that! He took the locket! Why'd you do that? That's actually against the law. Oh? You mean this? Yes, it's a locket. With a photograph inside. A photo? Of my daughter? Daughter? Come again? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter?
We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So Mr. Wright has a locket too? I think the most important thing right now is the fact that it just happens to look alike, right? Why don't I buy that? This is just a coincidence. Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game?
Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost. Badly.
Oh. Miss O'Reilly, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and defendant. The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabbed bottle from table and... Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
How many times have I heard these words? I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and I regret what I done. A common tale, but true. Methinks the judge watches too many old courtroom dramas and movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. two sizes. So let's press on that. How do you... Are the chips in this photo Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? Duh. Of course. Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Fuck it, let's go for it. Maybe you can explain a bit about these chips? Explain? What is there to be explained?
Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips. Not a chip off the old block. Not a morsel, not...
Thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even?
Yet, as I have been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand.
You got us there.
Two types of chip, 100 points chip and 1000 point chip. It is not money, da.
Justice? Sir! Don't you find your comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself. All this chip, it makes you want chips? Are you talking about the fish and chips? Are you talking about potato chips? Because either sounds delicious. Well, does the defendant want to witness to add to her testimony? Yeah, do it. That's important. Either, yeah, same. Starting to get hungry. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this. You know. Very well, witness, if you would be so kind.
Your Honor. One kind of chip is worth this and this.
Okay. Huh. One was winning that it was the victim. Ooh, wait. You're telling me that Mr. Rand was losing? That must have been worse. Unlucky. That must have been most unlucky day for him. I am glad I did not take other picture of him. It would break cameras, certainly. The chips, they went always to victim's side of table.
So, you're telling us that it was a one-sided game?
That one-sided and... For the last hand, the one who was winning thought it was... You sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure?
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won. And if you're not in kindergarten,
I don't think that's the case. Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 10,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course. Duh.
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
The totals?
Yeah. Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points. Yes, if my calculations are correct. Let's see. 3 plus 1, carry the 5. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. That doesn't add up, yeah. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, and you'd add them up,
how much is it?
Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. Exactly. That's way too many. That's way too many. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony.
But why? How could this be?
Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Both were right. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can be only one answer. Well, what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around.
What?
Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness! Utter madness!
Show me the photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. So that would be one. So that's already what? What's 10 times? My math is horrible. What's 10 times 1,000? 10,000. And that's. You know what? I'll let them figure it out. I'm dumb. What? That does make 7,000 points when you add them up. Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it.
But wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing!
Indeed. The victim did have the larger number of chips still. Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table. The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points. 4,100 points! Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
That's impossible!
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning.
Yarg!
Now, Miss O'Reilly, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you?
Eek!
Order! Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive. Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether we could trust. Hello? Excuse me? What is it, Miss O'Reilly? I did not want to be stating this, but actually, you see,
See what, Miss O'Reilly? What do we see?
in the last hand, there was cheat.
A cheat? You don't mean a trick?
Wait, or do you mean a scam? They're all the same thing. Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why the game ends with chips as they are. Great. Just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, this case certainly has taken a turn for the interesting. Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand. The last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, the game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took butter in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith. Miss O'Reilly, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover-up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience.
That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
Mr. Gavin, what's a full house? Real.
Lawyers these days. You don't know your poker? You ever play Balatro?
I can't say this bodes well for your case or your career. What is this? Some kind of secret court poker ring? They're all playing Balatro behind our backs, guys. They've been at it. Justice, you know the terms one pair, two pair, and three of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. Two cards with the same number makes a pair, and three makes three of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with one pair and one three of a kind. That's a full house. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? What's poppin', gamers? Hey, Ash! Hello! Right now we're learning the basics of poker. We're learning what a full house is. Although I would just rather play Balatro for that. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't play poker, kids. Oh. Water. Let's go. Hello. Sorry, I'm biting into bread right now. It's delicious.
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
Wow. They both have full houses. It's okay, Ash. I've never played poker in my life except Balatro, but I don't think that counts because it's roguelike and jokers and... Aren't we the jokers in the end?
We forget. There's an easy way to make a full house. And go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
Water break. Had to take some water. The defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. But you're assuming that it was Phoenix who cheated. How do we know Shady didn't cheat? You know? Like that's something they should have brought up. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? But that's why I said I don't know. Last hand. Cheat is more obvious. Well, explain it to me, because I don't know poker. How was it clear? Well, the defendant, he played the fifth ace. Fifth ace? But it's not in the picture. I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's 2. But they're using separate decks, so that won't be terribly surprising.
Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say, a hand.
Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke. Very well. The witness will add this detail in her testimony. Please. But that only doesn't make sense when you... Like, I don't understand. That doesn't make sense. Like... Hold on a second. There's clearly... is that it? But that... No! There's 4 aces, and even then, again, they're using separate decks. Objection! It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? But my name... This piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. That's the photo of the chips, is it not? Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point. Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts this witness's testimony? Wait. Why, it's here, of course. It's... where? Where is that you're pointing? Where, Good question! We've already heard today on the dangers of bluffing. Sorry, Your Honor. I better rethink this. I think you best point out your point again. What? Oh, wait. I switched it. My bad. That's my bad. I got... Wait, am I not confused? Miss O'Reilly, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces.
Eek! Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question.
Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. And again, if they're playing with 2 separate decks, they wouldn't... I see cheating, alright? It's going right here in this courtroom. I missed the first part, my bad. 2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. That was cheating. I swear it to you.
That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin? Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead. Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards? The cards? Mr. Payne.
Yes?
If the players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well. The prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? These cards don't prove cheating was going on. Nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? I mean, we're focused on the victim, so... It was the victim's card that was changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards. Very well, Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well.
Well, time's a-wasted. Get to it, Justice. Alright, let's see... No. Oh shit, yep, that fucker was cheating. Only one of the cards has a blue back. I'm much more of a red guy myself. Blue is so... not red, you know? Alright, yep. Yes, sir. We just looked at it. The game is doing this, not me. Yes, Christoph, I know. I'm not reading all that. Okay, let's do this. What? Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards. The back is a different color. That's impossible. But I put that card in Mr. Wright's hand. Ugh! What was that, Miss O'Reilly?
No, niet. I merely said I have eek.
Your Honor, Mr. Gavin, yes? Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. The dealer. Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss O'Reilly, she's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager.
Yeah!
Order! Order! Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean, of her mistake, brother. Why would you say it like that? Why would you say it like that? Your Honor. Apollo, yeah, right? Please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible, but I put that card in Wright's hand. Ergo, Miss Olga O'Reilly conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shaddy Smith.
Ooh!
Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
Wait, you don't mean the defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, are you? Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident, and if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, of murder.
Eek!
Oh, there she goes. Get your F's ready. We're about to have our Danganronpa breakdown. Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly?
It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice? Your Honor, it seems you have presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means this court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
What?
I did it! I held out! We did it! We saved him for at least another day! I see no point in prolonging this trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries. Hello? Hello? Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous!
Brother, you're on the witness stand. You have no right. Right? Like, he lost... or, yeah, right even, yeah, right? But, like, he also lost his badge. It's like... Beanie, what are you doing? Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. You know what? That is true. That is true. Look at the entire trilogy. Go rewatch my trilogy if you haven't yet. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before.
The 2 decks at the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You used different colors and they still got mixed up. We used a red deck for the last game. I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression you were using the blue cards. Oh, Uchi. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone says something about blue cards.
Whatever. In the end, one card of the wrong color got into the mix. I'm getting confused. Which means there was cheating.
Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises two serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? That is a good point. When would they have swapped it? When? But wait. There are three broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Well, yeah. Thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped.
Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When were the cards swapped? Hold on a second. I want to check something. When the crime took place. So obviously this has to be after. So after the murder, right? Perhaps it happened after the murder?
What's that? Ridiculous! What's the point of cheating after the hands have been showed? That's silly! It's almost comical, as if we're in a ridiculous anime game.
Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but it's very little impossible.
Grandfather. No, the impossible is silly, and the silly is impossible these days. Chat, what are your thoughts on this whole debate? Like, well, correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, I got something in my mouth. Food. This takes place in 2016. So everything that we know now were only conspiracy theories 10 years ago. The impossible seems so silly. And yet, here we are. Exactly. Oh, even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown after the murder.
Okay, this is going past silly and straight on to crazy. I mean, look at the United States in 2016. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. There's another? Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped a red card for a blue card? Who? The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room. Alive, that is. Defendant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga O'Reilly. Okay, so who was it that the swap? No, because obviously Feeney would, at least as far as we know, he would not cheat in the poker game. That is his living. But he could. But he wouldn't do it after a murder. He knows better than that, at least. Olga admitted that she was meant to give that to Wright. Or at least give the card to Wright. I fear there's no other option. No, there has to be somebody else. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga or O'Reilly either. What are you suggesting? That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As a defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss O'Reilly at this point. Yes, I know, but she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card. And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Something you like to share with the court, Mr. Wright? Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking about how much fun all this is. Brother.
Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the only one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss O'Reilly, then who was it?
Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. Are you gonna say turnabout? We're turning the chessboard around? A new direction? We'll find that indeed after the murder. Someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hands, and that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card. Say the line, Phoenix! Exactly! Say the line! Because the one who did the swap didn't know two colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right. The person replaced the fifth ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
But there's only one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist!
True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
What?
I believe the judge. I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials. Ridiculous, Mr. Wright. This trial has proceeded on one central assumption, namely, that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption? The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess. Certainly, Your Honor. Very well. The trial will resume in 20 minutes. Whew. That's a lot. Chat, how are we feeling? We know that Feeny is trying to guide us. Who do you think the fourth person is? Remember your rules of mystery. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that, I must ask, is it the truth? Well, now, I think you would know the answer to that. Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I've no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defendant to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Kristoff. Brother, why are y'all flirting in front of Apollo like this? He's too much of a greenhorn bisexual to understand. Justice? Yes, sir? The judge has summoned me to his chamber, so carry on without me. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket? Here, you can take a look at that. Take a look at it. There's a picture of my daughter in there. Look at this photograph. Oh, it's Tracy! How does Kristoff... How does Kristoff not stop throwing heads immediately? I don't know. But it's funny. Just Sando. Oh, so good. Homemade bread. I definitely recommend trying to make it if you can. I can only bake cakes out of a box for now. But bread is so good when it's homemade. Oh my god. I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. You know what? That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I never! Honest, but it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Wanna know something? He's gay. No, he's bi. There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. I don't know, is that true? I've never played poker, so I don't know. Eh? You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law? Figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win. But to be fair, yeah, feeding is feeding. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding! That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No. Come on, who noticed that? Words, habits, twitches, live on Twitch. It's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy! I mean, there's no way I'll be able to pick up these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will, soon. Almost forgot. One more thing. About this case, you should know I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it! I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And, Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My own power? I had no idea my cores of steel were that special. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. Let's fucking go! Or... hold on a second. You know what? I think we could try to finish this one case up in one stream. It's been less than 2 hours. Let's floor it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go take a short break. If any ads came up while we were watching, my bad. My bad. No, we're good. We could definitely keep going. Just had to double check something. Let me get water while this is loading up. How we feeling, chat? How we feeling, chat? Do you think Phoenix... What truth do you think Phoenix is hiding? Feeling good. Shoji good. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga, O'Reilly recovered?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again?
That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued.
So real. She's so fucking real for that. You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss O'Reilly takes the stand. He's legally married to Edgeworth, but it's vague as what he said. They're both embarrassed about it. I mean, yeah, but as long as they don't annul it, they're fine. Very well. The witness will take the stand. Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession? Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser. Not. Oh shit. Name's Olga O'Reilly. O'Reilly. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quick Fingers O'Reilly. Why am I calling her differently? Oh really? Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian. And my last name sounds like oh really. There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. Okay, now I can drop it. Loving women crowd, do you approve of this version of Olga? Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see? Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Fine. You don't know, Judge. You think she can lie as a treat? Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game, as a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim. Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call them out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut. You swapped the cards! Not the heart of the cards. Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Indeed. Getting caught red-handed and cheating would cast doubt on all of his prior wins, almost as if the same thing happened to his career. A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan. Oh really, oh really. How droll. I'm tired of these millennial memes, he says. But it appears you made quite the mistake. A mistake? I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet, what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right! He's lucky. I'll give him that. You'd have to be this. You'd have to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quickfingers O'Reilly. Oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind stick. I don't know. There's some loving women crowd who love that. Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. He said let her be evil. When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court? Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. Oh, Ash, I love you. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good, cheating defendant. You know, for someone who claims to be super bad, she is, like, more upset about the cheating. Alleged cheating that she was trying to cause. A surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you, perfect! If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up. Look who's talking! Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? Man, he's fucking one. Alright. That night. Let me ask, how's your eyesight? Just who do you think you're talking to? They don't call me Quick Fingers for nothing. I'm a pro, which means my dealing's pro, and my eyesight is pro. Honestly, she'd have to be blind as a bat to miss something in that small room. Yeah, but Mr. Wright didn't have a motive to hit the victim. Different personality, but the same testimony. I believe you have her where you want her, Justice. The circumstances have changed, yet her testimony has not. That means there's gotta be a contradiction in there. Quite. That night, you planted... Why would he just... I mean, I guess it's one thing to be like... Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing? Which means he didn't cheat. Which means he had no reason to strike the victim. Well... Huh? What was that just now? I said something. Something wrong, Mr. Justice? No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? For it! Miss O'Reilly, you're hiding something. What are you talking about? You... me? Quick Fingers O'Reilly? Hide something? The defense will refrain from baseless accusations. I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it. Honest. I saw it when Mr. Wright hit him. There it is again. With my own eyes, I saw it. What's with this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly, she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Touching her neck, was it? Who has that image of Apollo like straining his eyes and everyone's like watching him like, what the fuck? I'm not touching nothing. Whoa, what's going on? This sensation is coming into focus. Brother, relax. There, that twitch is so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before. That's kind of like the way he's putting it is kind of like off to me, but I guess. You know what? Apollo's excited. Let him have his moment. Gotcha! He opened his eyes. Miss O'Reilly, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get into a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what? What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of her testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory as she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us? Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what would remind her of the moment of the crime? Well, the moment that allegedly Beanie hit him. Miss O'Reilly, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I notice it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an inerasable impression on your neck is this! Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of the moment than this bottle? The murder weapon! But something doesn't fit. If you were the only witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about now?
It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit, not you.
This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witnesses' habits? They're completely irrelevant.
Justice, I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. Brother, did everybody collectively forget Feeny cross-examined a parrot? Did we collectively forget that he also cross-examined a joke-cracking clown? And also, did we forget that Phoenix Wright cross-examined a ghost, a possessed person? Like, this is not at that. I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird that fucking Apollo's just like sitting there with his eyes like bulging out, sure, but like this isn't the weirdest thing to happen in this courtroom. I promise you, brothers and sisters, this is not that weird. And siblings, because I want to be I did it. I did not forget the bird. We cross-examined a damn parrot. What the hell? I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Why are you saying things like that, Apollo? What the fuck? Miss O'Reilly, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment. Yet I am knowing nothing. She reverted back to her racist self. Oh my god. We know you're not Russian. The witness will testify. Please, now. Bah, fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got here. He called. Did you? Oh my god. Miss O'Reilly, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. Ugh. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. The man who picked up a bottle and swung it in that night wasn't the defendant. Who was it then? Who did it? It wasn't her. It doesn't seem like it was her. Showdown time. You dirty cheat. Check his pockets, now. It's gone. The card's gone. You lose. Ugh! Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right, and he hit me. You, some master of cheating you turn out to be. Wait, what the fuck? Eek! When he came to, the victim was already dead. Is that it? That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. To be fair, that is fair enough. Like, if she was attacked, but she could have also used self-defense. Did they not have self-defense over there in Japanifornia? Well, where does this leave us?
Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming! It must have been me who was hit with a bottle, and I'm imagining all of this!
It appears our prosecution is at its wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame them. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin? Sir? You're as cool as a goddamn cucumber, aren't you? I believe that as the defense in this case. We are compelled to call Miss O'Reilly a big, fat liar. What? 3 were in that room the night of the murder. The defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive. A motive? Her plot foiled. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouement of that argument was murder. What? I didn't. I'm no killer. I may be a dirty cheat, but I'm not a killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me. What tangle webs we weave when we practice to deceive. Bars, Phoenix! So tangled, we catch ourselves in the process. Mr. Wright! Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of the cards were being used. A 4th person.
Ha! This theory again! Your 4th person doesn't exist! Magic doesn't exist! There's no witches on Rokujima!
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. The real criminal? And we're in luck. A clue. The real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. There is no 4th person. There is no Warren Boss Sing Say. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
What?
Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about? Sorry. Remember what I said. The fourth person who swapped the cars made one crucial error. He or she wasn't considering the color of the backs of the cars. Apollo, the word they, the pronoun they exists. Let's be more inclusive here, brother. Right, but how can such an obvious mistake occur? The cars used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me, I swear.
Who is this fourth person? Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Apollo, you ain't seen nothing yet. If you followed Phoenix's career like you said you did, you would know how many times that motherfucker's been put on the spot. Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? And now that, well, you know what? I've always hated bosses anyway. As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. I was right? Christoph Gavin, you were the fourth person that night. But of course, Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. He even had the heart of them. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table. But look! You can see the colors in this photo! Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. He outed himself! It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game. In the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor.
A competition?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Well, Christoph? Mr. Gavin? Mr. Gavin, is something the matter? No, nothing. Excuse me. It was just so sudden. Right. You aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Christoph. You know, even I'd never take a joke this far. You're wearing flip-flops to court?
This has gone beyond ridiculous. Beyond dumb. This is insanity. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder.
I assure you, I'm quite sane.
But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith, either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim had never even met.
Well, what if they have?
Huh?
There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started. What are you suggesting? Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court. The defense would like to request no such thing. Mr. Gavin? Testimonies must relate to the case. How can anything happening before the game of poker be related? Oh my god, he's really playing the ignorant card. I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss O'Reilly. Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Oh, okay. Go. Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's... Yes! We need to hear it, chat. We need to hear the testimony. This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along! And I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. And to Justice, you would betray me, your teacher? Oh boy. I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about truth. Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please. Here we go, chat. Appetite before murder. That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from the cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder? I dine with him rather frequently. Gay! Gay, 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 homosexual, gay!
And he talked to the defendant on the phone? Directly after the murder?
Quite against my will, I had become involved in the murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is truth. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Justice. Sir! He's lying, and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Again, look at Phoenix's record. Like... This is the same trap that Miss Olga O'Reilly mentioned. The plan was simple. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card, and the trap would snap shut. You swapped the cards! Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it.
A quirk?
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. The card she planted! Yes, I stuck a peek at it and found that it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Dispose? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
An empty bottle of grape juice. The murder weapon.
Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see. A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama. A card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. Hold on. Let me look. Let me look. Yeah, hold on a second. Grape juice. Is it going to be in this one? No. Oh, excuse me. Oh. I don't see. Wait. It could be behind the label, right? Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Please revise your testimony with this new information. Hold on, I am... Did I don't know. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Wait. Oh, okay. Why in the bottle? I perceived my opponent's intent immediately. I'm used to entrapment, you see. I knew what was coming. I mean, yeah, he's a lawyer. I can imagine other people tried to do that shit before the disbarment. Oh, so you struck first. I like that. I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me. At least when you get lucky and stick your hand in a pocket, they don't. Is this the truth that Mr. Wright was talking about? The bottle is completely empty. I feel like I'm missing something. Let's see. Justice, you know what you have to do. He's lying. Expose him. Now. Yes, sir. I have to think. What's Mr. Wright trying to tell me with this testimony? The truth has to be in there somewhere. Okay, maybe I'm overthinking this, like I always do. Back to Lily overthinking, right? Maybe... The bottle is completely empty. It's empty. Like, I don't... Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes? I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in there. Hmm? No? What, Mr. Wright? Surely isn't all you have to say for yourself. I can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh? Perhaps a fifth person came and took it out? Oh, and a sixth person could have helped. Mr. Gavin! Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Your Honor.
I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing.
So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear? No, we know that it's somewhere, but where? In any case, please continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence. Oh! Push him harder, Justice. Break him. Brother, relax. It ain't that well, I was gonna say it ain't that serious, but I'm like, well, it kinda is if he's accusing him of murder. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. You're like two gay homosexuals. I discovered the trap, disposed the card in the bottle. No, he didn't. Your Honor, that statement does? I don't see anything. Oh, you're sure about that? My bad. That didn't go so well. Turned, he was dead. Oh, I didn't mean. You returned. The victim was already dead. Yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in. A little? He was bleeding from his forehead after all. I guess I'd be startled too if I walked in a scene like that. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I forgot he had the hat on. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. Take a look at this photograph. Take a look. Look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Oh, good point. That's all you have to say? Justice. Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court? I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head. Eh? You put the hat on the dead man's head? He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view. Shining bright, just like in this photograph. Reminds me of Nickelback. And I picked his hat off the floor and put it on his head.
Why'd you do a thing like that?
All I can say is, I'm sorry, but that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So, Miss O'Reilly didn't see it? It being the victim's, his head. I think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Ah, here we go again. Mr. Gavin? Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. Hey, he's still our client, isn't he? I believe that's enough of that. Mr. Gavin, this witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddles with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Kristoff. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone. Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Eh? When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. A reason? A reason? It's right here. Your cell phone? That night? Recall that I spoke with defense attorney Galvin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. You know, I hope you're lucky this state, this California, have that law that you could actually do that legally. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Kristoff, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him. Hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china pate? It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. Bone china plate? A kind of porcelain. Very smooth and shiny. And not plate, but pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. And after all, if he didn't know this guy, allegedly, he would have known about that. He keeps outing himself here. What the hell? The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call. So, after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, like a gay homosexual man, he left the Borscht Boat Club? Most certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate? Oh, that's right. Yes, that was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Oh, he's like, oh, now we're just friends, huh? Is that it? Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court? Breaking up with him on the witness stand, right? He's thinking like, you bitch! Like in Legally Blonde. Exactly. How did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it? Phoenix, right? Order! I will have order! Mr. Payne!
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony?
Well, as the prosecutor,
Very well. We'll break for 10 minutes. After which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that? Crystal clear, Your Honor. Very well. This will be the final recess for the day. Oh boy! Chat, how are we feeling about this? Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who would have thought today would turn out like this? On Laura's birthday, no doubt! May I? Trucy! It's Trucy! Huh? What? Hello, sir. Please, pick a card. What's all this about? Is this one okay? Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. A trump card? The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all. An ace. Where do I remember that card from? Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. Mr. Wright 2. It is 5 aces in all. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating. I swear it to you. The missing 5th ace. Wait, this splotch of red. Is this blood? Well, you have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. I love how she has a revive as her earring. This bloodstained card is my trump card for finding the truth? I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what all this meant. That girl, I seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. The daughter! Bloody ace added to the court record. Well, here we go. Do you guys think that this could be the final stretch? Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand? Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. Will the witness state his name and occupation?
Is this farce necessary, Your Honor? Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. Just deal with it, really. Fine, I'll play along. First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat? By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald. Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it. Hello? I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Wright! What do you think you're doing right? Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off, except for that one time. How'd he get over there? He teleported, Ash! He teleported! That one time? Being the instant he was hit! Oh! When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there at the hideout at the time of the crime. In other words, I must be the real killer, is what you're trying to say. Not bad, Apollo. Mr. Gavin, I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
What?
Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all. For the lulz. No, to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation I see little reason to hide anything. Very well. Allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, How were you involved in the events of that fateful night? The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best time for me to be at the time, so I left. That's when the call came from Wright. Oh my god, he's making this so much harder.
So, you witnessed the murder?
For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of deed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you, you are on Mr. Wright's defense team. Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client. I know how to say words. What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all. So you are, Mr. Gavin. And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright, do y'all need a room? Do y'all need your own room? You had to say that, because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? Oh. Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. Okay. Uh-huh. Sure. That's quite a bit of what you can see. Those were the only three at the scene of the crime? Yes, as far as I saw at least.
Then we're back to where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police?
2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend. Oh, he mad! He real fucking mad! There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime. Justice, I just said I saw no one. Not a soul. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said. Yes. This mysterious 4th person. And as we've established, there's no witches at Rokujima. There is no war in Ba Sensei. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap cards in the victim's hands? Perhaps you could show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary. How can I show something that I can't find myself? Yes, we do have it. Like, we literally just got it. Apollo, like, what the fuck is this? Like, what do you mean you don't know? I don't know, man. Brother, you are blind. For someone who can see things. A single drop of blood marks the front of the card. Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the 5th ace. The 5th ace. Literally, he just learned how to open his eyes today. But did he, though? Did he? Well, Mr. Justice, The question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason? It's now or never! Do or die! The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out. Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take out the fifth ace? Because it's bloody. My reason is, this.
Is that an ace?
Why, it's got blood on it. Right next to the spade. What?
This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why?
Could this be the missing fifth ace? Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card?
Oh, well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset?
Did he just open his eyes too? It's just a fishy card for some fishy girl. Oh, that card? It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl Club that night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock in trade, after all. No! Impossible. Unacceptable. The court can't accept this into evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? What? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the scene of the crime. The real killer! Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason?
The reason
for the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime. Where are you going with this? Take another look at the photo, and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down to the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood. Regardless, that evidence is not permissible. Oh? Sorry, I had too much grape juice. Right. Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question. What are you talking about? You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now, I told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see. This is baseless conjecture. Baseless! Objection! Oh, I assure you, it's quite based. He said the meme! Oh, that's gonna be a good thumbnail. What? It's amazing, really. How a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head. Ooh, fancy. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found in the poker table, at the poker table even. And before the killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with the scene. Well, what is it? Let's keep this simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on a card, those whose position in this diagram doesn't fit. The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses? Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card? Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Not the victim. Well, this may be the victim, right? Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem? I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice. Well, look at the victim. Look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him. Ah! Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards. Why, that's right. So what does this mean? Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? Oh man. Apollo, try turning the chair around. Recreate the crime scene. Wait. How am I? I'm trying to recreate it. How am I to do? Oh. The chair was facing the other way. It would have to be. So, we have to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table. When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing? When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We know now the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction.
Again?
Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses. Whose location creates a contradiction? Yeah, because how can he reach all the way over there? The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Sitting where his indicator currently is? I would think it'd be quite hard, yes.
Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light.
What?
There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking on the diagram. What? But there's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry, let's dig it through and see what we can find. We know the victim was facing towards the wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have been standing to strike our victim from the front? Well, if that was the case, then he would have to be here, right? The killer had to be standing, well, here!
You get points for flair, but that's about all you get!
I thought I was onto something there, too.
I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the killer climbed on top of the cupboard and hit him from above? Ha!
It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the very moment of the crime... Wait, I know! At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there! What's this now? I mean, that's the only explanation. Right, Mr. Gavin? You would know, X... Your Honor,
I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately. Bailiff, send the team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard. Your Honor? What? There's one more thing your men should look for. Please, give this to the bailiff. Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. I do my best. Well, that's all Feedy can ever do. But let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It has been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here, which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard. That means they can't see it. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to have been shown. It has to have been as shown here. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my! What's this? What is it now? Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang! Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Which indicator in this diagram contradicts what we know about the crime? Well, obviously they can't see shit, so we know it's them. About this cupboard, are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs. That's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What? What did you say? Oh? Is this the coolest defense in the West, losing his cool? Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court. Exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor. Order. This is a court of law, and I will have order. We just now received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh, and what did they find? Well, Your Honor, it turns out there's a secret passage behind it. Oh, shit! That's how he was able to leave. What? Yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that now that he mentions it. A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. Never know when you might need it, duck away from the eyes of the law. So, the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it! That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked, and the victim's hat was only off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder
and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin, come on, say something. Dare I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we could probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith. A date with destiny. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. Ah! Eek! What? Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. Miss Olga O'Reilly was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look and slap. Well, more than slap, but after the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him, he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor, and the fact that they were all red. Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne!
Yes, Your Honor?
The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion. Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately. Objection! Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick. Excuse me? The defendant is cleared of all suspicion? This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney. Illegal evidence? Objection! Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin, is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing? I know we just broke up, but come on, man. Of course. This bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking. How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne?
Actually, yes, the fingerprints were on the bottle, upside down.
I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court, and in this case, demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down, and that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor? Ah, see how the codfish squirms to the last. Well, Apollo? Yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. But I'm sure you could come up with a suitable explanation. Just like that. Yeah, just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to... I mean, you're pouring shit out. Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there. In plain sight. How about you just say the answer in plain words? Alright, so what are we looking at? What are you talking about? Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Cabot said that the court in this case demand an explanation. Don't worry, justice won't leave until justice is done. Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on the bottom are upside down? I was looking at this. You know what? It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair. Excuse me? On the floor? Yes. Now reach down and pick it up. Without getting out of your chair. Ah! See? You naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down. Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times. Wow, I can't believe it was that simple. Recall our dinner that evening, Christoph. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano. And you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. Order! 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 What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin? Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. What? You claim that I switched a bottle? Where is your proof? Proof? Well, that's, as I thought, more baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty. Objection! I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation? Yes, I have your memo about that here. Retrieved the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Boat Club. And here's one of the bottles in question. What are you gonna dust? What are you gonna dust out for fingerprints too? I would be surprised if any of that were, if any were on that but his. Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, true. That bottle won't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo. Yes, why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright, that bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That's some bottle. Oh. Oh, do y'all see it? I see it. I see it. Do you see it? Because I see it. Open your eyes if you haven't seen it. There's something inside the bottle. What's this? That card. It can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss Olga O'Reilly? Yes, our little swindling debauchka. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card that you disposed of? I didn't learn how to do that yet. Don't worry, Ash. We're learning all sorts of things to do today. The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. Yes, I stuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of Hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card. Before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I drew the card inside the bottle. The 5 of Hearts. This is the card! The bottles were swapped. And the only one who could have done it was the 4th person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin! Uh-oh. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh shit. That is all. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. My past is like my logic. Straight and true. But you're not straight either, Phoenix. I don't want to hear from you. Least of all you, you bisexual legend. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete right.
This is insane! What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone?
I believe this time we finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin? That was kind of underwhelming a little bit, not gonna lie.
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
I see. Where's my Danganronpa breakdown? That's what I'm saying, like... Huh? You're really just gonna give up that easily? Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim. Did he?
None that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add? I mean, you pretty much know everything about everyone at this point. Get mad! Go bald! I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. About this victim, Mr. Shaddy Smith. His occupation was listed as a traveler. An odd profession to be sure, and that's all we know about him.
I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good. Mr. Wright? Yes? 7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer. He was extremely talented, to be sure. I needed 2 things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated. This courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Mr. Wright, our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty! We did it! Confetti in the courtroom. We did it, chat. For those of you guys who are still here. Court is adjourned. Oh my god, we did it. But no Danganronpa breakdown. Yes, clap, clap, clap. Thanks, Apollo. You came through just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Ability to see! Yes, sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means... I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer, right. Today was full of questions without answers. Most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture is in your locket. Your daughter, right? That's right. She's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Eh? I took this off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Wait, but that's perjury! You testified! You said that locket was yours! I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. Yeah, well, yeah, it's his now. And it's the truth. Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Oh god, what's Twitter gonna say? Am I gonna get called out for it? Apollo? Yes? How about coming to work for me? Eh? You mean at the Wright and Co. law offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my Gen Z generation that doesn't know it. Is he a Gen Z? I think he's Gen Z. Yeah, he's a Gen Zer. Is he a Gen Zer? Or at least a Zillennial? I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you... You're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge. Yes, I'm not an attorney anymore. That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it all... At the middle of it all was one man. Phoenix Wright! The case reached its sad conclusion, and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial, there was a single piece of forged evidence? Huh? Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about the evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence struck me as odd. It is true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged evidence, and really there's only one answer here because it was the last one we got. You mean this? You mean this, don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left, leaving the wrong card in its place. Luckily for us. How much luck does this man have in order to pull this off legally? Like, Jesus! The court can't accept this into evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer! My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then, you really... Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney! Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? So it's true. The rumor is true! 7 years ago, you deserved that call-out! All those call-out posts! None of that matters much now, does it? Well, yes, he's not an attorney, Apollo. He just said that. Yeah. I punched him. I mean, to be fair to Apollo, I guess you gotta see it from his now opened eyes that he admired Phoenix. He opened his eyes without his ears. No. He had yet to open his ears that he is no longer an attorney. I bet you a lot of it had to do with the fact that he wanted to believe so much in Phoenix, and essentially all he did was confirm all those call-out posts. On Tumblr, on Twitter, on Facebook, on all the social medias. He got it on Discord. He's like, hell fucking no. But the server just... They doubted him. The group chat doubted him. You know they did. So unfortunately, he struck a man. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that!" next time. I find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. Oof. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. That's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, and at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, and this is the Disney Channel. Attorney at Law. And this is how my story begins. So we made it to our first trial. All in like 3.5 hours. Oh, fuck, hell yeah, we are saving this shit. We are saving. We are saving. So, I'm actually gonna end my stream here because my throat is killing me. It's been a while since I last streamed anyway. However, I had a great time. I hope you guys had a great time too. I'll figure out a more consistent streaming schedule. Things are different. I will get some hydration. I will get so much water, I will be drowning in water. No, I won't drown in water. No, I will be fine. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for everybody who's watching the VOD again. Like I said, don't expect a consistent streaming schedule just yet. I'm still like trying to figure things out. And just keep an eye out on if you joined the Discord. If I can get into the chat. If you joined the Discord, I think it's still working. Or someone type in Discord. Someone type in the Discord thing. If I could do it. Or if you're on YouTube, it should be in the description below. Feel free to join. Feel free to have fun. I'll try to be more active. I'll try to do all the things. So, in the meantime, take care. Have a good day. I love you guys all so very much. Oh, I have a link on Twitch too? Okay, good. Whew. Yes, it was good seeing you. It was good seeing Ash, Laura, you, Shoji. Oh, and again, anybody who's watching the vids. So, I love you guys. You take care. Bye.